This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 32. I'm going to start at, well, the point is verse 9. I'm going to start at verse 9. It reads, Isaiah chapter 32 and verse 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Verse 10. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Verse 11. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. I want to start off by giving all praise, all honor, and all glory to God, Loyam, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Racha, Kodesh Wakatham. Say double honors to my apostles, the elders of the great millstone, who teach and do rule well. Say peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing his truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Say shalom to the Akwath, as well as the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of the other nations, appearing like the other nations, but whom subscribe to this truth. To you I say shalom. This is your brother Yahweh up out of the GMS Cleveland Church, a fellow servant. I'm coming at you with another lesson through the Spirit and through the power of Yahweh Shem Shai. This lesson is in regards to this article, I seen, and this affects pretty much my state, sure my city. We was doing videos. It was an article talking about has Cleveland got more dangerous, and of course, like everything else, and all the other cities have gotten more dangerous because it's less police officers, and more people are hurting and desperate. So when you read the part where it says, "Many days and years shall ye be troubled," verse 10, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail. We're seeing the vintage fail now. The lack of these jobs, this place is going down. It makes me think about verse 11, tremble ye women that are at ease, be troubled ye careless ones, strip you and make you bare. It makes me think of Isaiah chapter 47, because it talks about, I'm a butcher it, so let me go get it, which is basically talking about Babylon the Great, aka America, but it's because Babylon is likened unto a woman. So when you go into it, to come sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. This is Isaiah chapter 4. I couldn't remember it prior, but I remembered it. Couldn't remember it at first, but I remembered it when I pulled it. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. So this is referring to Babylon the Great, aka America. Ancient Babylon, it was in Iraq, which is still, around. They might, be going by those names, but that landmass is still there. This is going into, this modern day Babylon, because when you go into the word Babel, it's Babal, meaning confusion, and this is the land of confusion. The land of unwalled villages. It's this is the place where that whole mindset of a man could be a man and a woman could be a woman was pushed forth from, with the philosophies of this wicked ass place. That's why the whole world is in turmoil. But the point, verse 3 says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. And, when you looked at Isaiah 32, it said, tremble you women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you and make you bare. Because these women are going to be put in a desperate situation. And they know that, their whole thing is to make everybody desperate too, and that's where you got that hour of temptation, But I'm rambling to a degree. So this article is in regards to, again, like I said, more layoffs. And this is in my state, Northeast Ohio actually is my area. Cleveland is in the Northeast Ohio area. Cuyahoga County, Cleveland, to be exact. So this is gonna affect, my city. And I came out with that rise up, you careless women. I came with that scripture because you got a lot of individuals, men and women. It talks about men being settled on their leaves. You got men and women that are basically in this zombified state. They're not seeing because they're not watching. They're not being circumcised. They're not seeing these jobs basically flying away. These jobs are gone. or leaving basically. Some individuals are still fortunate to have jobs, but for the most part, a lot of people ain't working. A lot of people are hurting, and makes me think of those that are not watching, because you got those that are watching that are of the hopeful elect. Because scriptures talk about being circumspect. And then you got those that are just have their head and their foot in the world, and they don't see what's going on. And scripture talks about how they shall set peace and safety, and then sudden destruction shall come upon them, roughly paraphrased. Scriptures talk about like a thief in the night. How a thief comes in and doesn't really alert anybody, and then is up out of the house, and you don't find out that you've been robbed until after you've awakened. Well, that's what it's going to be like when this place, basically, when this place crashes out. Because they wanted to crash out in order for people to basically partake in the new system that they're bringing about, where they can track, trace, tag, track, and trace everybody. I was listening to the brother Aran from Men of Valor, and he was going into how Moderna and I forgot what company, but basically they want to. I'd have to find it. Bear with me for a second. The medical company needed to, team up with a technology company, because everything, that fourth industrial revolution, everything is going to be, technology mingled with biometrics. It's going to be, I forgot how he worded it, but basically you're going to be the device. You're going to be the device, that. So I'm going to bring out a little bit of this article. Lord willingly is edifying, and it reads, Sherwin Williams to close Northeast Ohio manufacturing facility. And this is dated April 29th. So that was like, 30th for Sunday, so the Saturday. Sherwin Williams on Friday announced it will be closing one of its Northeast Ohio-based manufacturing facilities. The Bedford facility, located at 26300 Fargo Ave, will be stopping production on June 30th, according to a notice sent to the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services. The company also announced it will be eliminating approximately 50 jobs with the facility closure. That was short and to the point, huh? Company, I guess this is a copy of the. I can't even go into the. I thought that you would be able to go into it, but can't. So, well, it's short, sweet, and to the point, and just going into. Well, it's another preview, and the Lord grace showing that this place is going down. Showing that there's no future for this place, and that's a spirit, because that's what I just thought of. If all these different companies is closed, you know what I mean? Yeah, how do you think you're gonna be able to sustain anything? You know, the for lack of a better word, the heartbeat of a nation depends on its economy. Well, if companies are closing, this bitch going down. On top of the fact that you got all these different nations trying to escape away from the American dollar. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, and verse 1, and it reads, Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. In the days when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. So, again, that's just like, put it like this. If as a metaphor, if you was to look at an individual, or say for instance you were that individual and you looked out your window and it's dark outside, it's gloomy, raining and storming, you won't want to go out in that, right? You for whatever day it is, you probably be like, well, you know what, we gonna do this another day. You know what I mean? You be like, what the hell with that plan? There's no hope. And that's the future of this place. You know what I mean? Like I said, I think for the last week I've done multiple videos on these different companies closing. That's not a good sign, you know. And then you got all these people that just praise Trump, which all he did was create all these gig or push the gig economies, which failed with the whole. Well, I mean, you know, you still got individuals operating off of the gig apps with the Uber Eats and and Lyft and whatnot. But yet still though, that took a hit with that whole Silicon Valley bank crashing. You know what I mean? It says. The day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease. And them grinders is going into the jobs. The work out here. We just talking to a brother. And he acknowledged the fact there's not a lot of jobs out here. I've been hearing this retarded shit at my job. Because I'm a temp. The temps is gonna be let go first, and then it's gonna be all the lower people on the totem pole. Verse 4: and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinder is low. So, it's few jobs or no jobs, job. And eventually it's going to get to the point where, it's going to be a stoppage of jobs because they're going to shut this shit down again. I was watching brothers go into, these different Walmarts. I mean, when you go into the fact that the Walmart is like the major employer in the country because they had, the most major private corporation in the country. When you go back to Walmart, basically family and the founder of Walmart basically worked for the government. Sam, I think it's Walton. Sam Walton, I believe. It says, and the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. When we constantly bring this up, right now is a moment when music is at its lowest vibration. Music is horrible right now. You may every now and again come across some good music. It's a beautiful thing, and we are blessed to have the brethren that were blessed by Yahweh Shem Yahushua to actually be talented in the music aspect, where they make music that brothers can vibe to. Because for the most part, a lot of the music out here is garbage. And eventually he's going to get to no jobs. This is the book Isaiah chapter 19. Point is verse 15. I'm going to start at 14. And it reads, the Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. So the philosophies of this place basically has this place punch drunk. When you go into Isaiah, 29, for his turning of things upside down, the way that this devil operates, because he's, what's the word? Salakia. But, he basically, this devil, he doesn't operate under the frequency of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. He's a base man, you know what I mean? Showing you that from, he doesn't look at the spiritual aspects of things. He looks at, the carnality of things, and him searching out so many different things, of course he has left hand knowledge, so he knows the spirituality of that. But, for the most part, this devil is a carnal individual. A lot of the left hand shit is carnality though, you'll have individuals dealing with blood in order to perform some rituals or some kind of orgy to perform some kind of ritual. I just came across information when you go into I can't think of the damn dude name, it just escaped my mind. But Parsons, Jack Parsons, and he's actually the individual that came up with the idea to start NASA. But when you go look this up, come to find out he was a big ass occultist. Well, it's just funny because everything here is like based on some left hand shit. You know what I mean? Not everything, but for the most part, like this place is founded on left hand energy. Like when you just look at that map of Washington D.C. with all the sacred geometry, pentagrams and all this old shit, like this place is satanic, and that's why it's satanic the way it is. And that's why the Lord got to burn this bitch. Salakia. Verse 15, neither shall there be any work for Egypt which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. That's a prophecy. In that day shall Egypt be like unto women, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua of hosts, which he shaketh over it, because the Lord is about to visit this place. The Lord been visiting this place. That's why you've having all these different pestilences, all these different, this crime has risen, all this, violence, which is all mentioned in the scriptures, you know, and eventually, like I said, it's not going to be any work because of the fact they basically trying to implement a system. So, and they want people at their lowest point in desperation and at their most desperate, to, this place be destroyed. So, I got one final scripture because at the end of the day, this scripture in Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 5, it says, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, cursed be the man that trusteth in man. This devil, basically the Hegelian dialectic is problem, reaction, solution. So he'll bring the problem so he can come with his solution, which, at the end of the day, if you're not aware, it would seem brilliant, but it's not really brilliant. This devil plays both sides, So at the end of the day, curse be the man that trusteth in this devil, because he's about to basically create a situation where, you would have to cleave onto this devil in order to survive. That's why this devil, Klaus Schwab, makes the statement, you will own nothing and be happy, because most people will try to hold on to their life. Well, how much do you really trust Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua? Because the scripture said in verse 7, it says, blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and whose hope the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is. When you go into Habakkuk chapter 2, it talks about the just shall live by faith. So the Lord is about to test everyone, those that call themselves as men and that say they believe, and the 2/3, by putting them in a situation, if you're going to take that charagma, in order to live, or if you're going to trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And we coming into them times. So if you're a so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole, Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, I implore you to come back to the laws, statutes, and commandments of your power, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, or you will be destroyed. And with that, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to call Loyam like Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rachak. I say double honors to my apostles, the elders of the great millstone who teach and do rule well. I say peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akwaf, as well as the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord, willingly this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of the other nations, appearing like the other nations, subscribing to this truth to you. I say shalom. Till next time I'm able to come with another lesson, I'm going to say shalom, shalom, and wath, blah, 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 shalom.